I have had quite close interaction with the educators, especially so as to say the principal, teachers, the students in school education, and also to an extent in the higher education in terms of maybe attending some conferences, seminars, and also for that matter going for field inspections so as to see how our primary school education, how secondary school is working, what all needs to be done, and how we can move forward, how we can improvise the way students are getting educated. And we all have to accept that the situation is much better still in our country, in the urban areas, in cities, in metros. But if we see the condition in rural part of our country, I can still remember my field experience wherein way back in 2010 when I was posted as STM in one of the tribal population dominated subdivision in district Dhalai of Tripura, there were some schools which were not running properly due to various reasons. The first reason was connectivity. There was maybe not motorable roads for almost 5 to 7 or maybe 10 kilometers. So the teachers were facing problem in commuting every day, and there was lack of monitoring the toilets, the sanitation blocks in the schools, they were not functioning well. So these are few issues which are still prevalent in our country, and as part of the education fraternity, it is everybody's responsibility to ensure that whether a child he or she is in rural area or urban area, we need to provide them the equal access to opportunity. That is most important. And we know an economy, our country can only progress when it invests a crucial part of its investment in health and education. So when we are talking about country moving forward, we need to improvise the human resource. And we all have that responsibility of investing in improvising the education sector. And as part of administration, I definitely admit that it is not possible on our part. We have various kinds of constraint, the financial, administrative, resource constraint. So we tend to and we intend to do a lot, many things, but many a times we are facing these constraints. So in these areas, in these scenarios, the role of private sector, the role of NGOs, the role of civil society organizations come into forefront. The most important things when we discuss about the enrollment, the gross enrollment ratio, reduce the dropout ratio, improve the sanitation and hygiene in school, improvise the connectivity, improve the pupil teacher ratio, have more effective school management committees, have more effective parents teacher meeting being conducted, have an effective grievance redressal mechanism. Also, we need to improvise the way we are handling the children's psychology. And then it is so much of a pressure, I feel, so much of a pressure and challenges in which our youth is grooming up. So we also need to give attention to his or her mental wellness, mental and emotional wellness. That is also very important thing because we are seeing the cases of suicide. Maybe they are still happening more so around the board examinations. So why are they happening and how can we ensure that there is zero such case being reported in our city or maybe at least in our area? So these small things are there for us to ponder upon collectively and also to work upon them. We are seeing in last say 3 to 4 years there are so many initiatives which have been taken by various state governments. I worked in Haryana. Haryana had a very, I would say, an inclusive kind of a program in which they have been trying to improvise the conceptual based learning of students, and they are focusing from class 5 to class 8 to begin with for the students who are studying in the government schools. Of course, we have seen that during COVID-19 pandemic, how our education systems turned from physical to online. Almost 2 years. In fact, now even recently in Delhi also because of pollution, again some schools turned to online for 2 3 days. And these kind of scenarios are going to stay. They are not going to move away from our lives. So, more improvisation of the digital platforms does not mean that we will definitely eliminate the physical interaction, because I feel, in fact, we all as parents feel that physically attending a school, physically attending any educational institution is very important for the overall growth and development of a child, more so when he or she is in a teenage, because they learn lot many things when they interact physically. So how do we ensure that our systems are enabling? How do we focus more on girls education? Friends, I have to we all have to agree that India has been a patriarchal dominated mindset society. And in any case, right now, even if we talk about any kind of parameters, whether it is child sex ratio, the sex ratio at birth, whether we see the gross enrollment ratio, whether we see the dropout ratio, in all parameters, the percentage of females is lesser, and we can definitely see the percentage of women across various sectors, the private sector, government, administration, armed forces, police forces. The women are at a lesser percentage as compared to the men. So we need more women in the leadership roles. So if we need more women in leadership role, we have no other option than to provide her education, then to provide her training. The training could be vocational training, the training could be skill development training, which enables her to have an independent livelihood, which empowers her, which ensures her economic and financial empowerment. From the generation of Swami Vivekananda ji to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, who always have held high belief in the power of youth. So we can only progress as a nation when we develop, harness, and nurture their potential. And that will only happen when we all as society contribute. And my best wishes to the organizers, my best wishes to all educators. In fact, my gratitude to all educators, because even today I feel that whoever I am, it is due to my teachers, it is due to my mentors who have guided me, who have corrected me, who have rectified me, and under whose guidance we all are moving forward and forward in our lives. So thank you all for inviting me over here, and my best wishes to the entire team. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.